This is a message from your guides reading for Family of Light. So I have two crystals here for this reading. I have my rose quartz here, which is a heart chakra stone. So this is all about healing, comfort, love, understanding and loving yourself and others as well. And then I have here my jasper pyramid. Okay, so a lot of masculine energies with this stone, a lot of grounding, also pulling higher energies down just because of the fact that it's a pyramid as well. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and surround this in some protective space with my rose quartz here. Okay, so there's a lot of clearing going on right now. There's more clearing than reading happening right now because obviously I have to do whatever it is that your guides are directing me to do. So there's some cords back here that they're showing me. And there's a feeling of, feels like parents when I come to these back here. And this whole area back here, your shoulders, and obviously in between your shoulders here, this area tends to be parents, grandparents. It can be things like siblings if they're older than you, or uncles, aunts, things like that. But typically it's parents, grandparents, great-grandparents type of cords. Because it's like a generational thing, so it's almost like things that are almost like we're born with them, so they kind of, how the heck do I say that in English? well, they kind of pass down to us and come to us. So it's like this thing that we automatically bear and carry just because we got here with the certain people that we did. So almost like you hear about holding a chip on your shoulder type of thing, or like a weight on your shoulder. Obviously not the same concept as a chip on your shoulder, since these aren't necessarily from specific things. It can just be you're born with certain people and so you have these. And obviously you can remove them, you can get rid of them. They're not necessary for you to do certain things. A lot of times they come to us when we're really, really young, so we're more open to our parents and listening to them, or to the older people around us and listening to them. But this area here tends to be specifically family related, though. Even if it's not completely going up the line like that, like I was saying, like parents, grandparents, great parents, it still tends to be family related almost always. And with one of these specifically, there's definitely a feeling of your mother. And something that they're wanting to clear with that, but I don't feel like they're getting into a lot of, I don't feel like they're going to get into a lot of detail with these. The reason being, I feel like they want to focus on clearing them with their time, since these readings are a bit shorter. Okay, so what they want me to do is they just want me to go down every chakra, focus on clearing each one, talk about anything specifically that they bring up. But I know that part of this is related to the DNA activations, all those activations that they were talking about with your third eye and all these different things. Sometimes it's like before they can move forward anymore, there's certain things that they have to clear and adjust. And then they're able to do more of those enhancements or more of those activations. And they're also able to become more apparent to you. There are definitely some animal energies around you helping with this as well. Okay, so starting here with the crown chakra. There's some kind of subconscious fear in here coming up, some kind of subconscious block there that sort of uh, hinders you from coming into your full potential with things like your psychic abilities, your intuition, your spiritual calling. There's like a fear of fully stepping into almost like the power that you know that you have, then fully embracing it, fully embodying that. But this feels like a subconscious block there, like I said. This is more subconscious than conscious. Although they are hinting that it is conscious to a degree as well. Like you are aware of it, you can see how that's there. But it's much more firmly based in your subconscious right now. So it's like a subconscious fear. It also blocks them a little bit here and there from actually being able to get through to you. They're saying here and there because they still have a strong connection with you. So this is mostly just blocking your own potential, much more so than your ability to communicate with them. Some of this fear of stepping into your full potential is connected to your mom as well. So they're going back to this cord again. And they're having me clear more of that. Because it doesn't feel like they can remove some of this that they would want to remove and clear unless this cord has been cleared. Cords can come back though, and they're saying that, so this is something that you can check once in a while. You just sort of ask if it's there, see what images you get, what feelings that you get regarding this specific one anyway. This one in the middle. This was the most significant one that they were showing me, this one connected to your mom. And that just has to do with what they're wanting to reveal right now. There might be others that are actually more significant than that one. So that doesn't mean that's the most significant one necessarily, or the worst one, or the biggest one. It just means for this specific energy that they're trying to clear, that one pertains to it the most, that cord. Okay, so moving down to the third eye now. Okay, so even though you have a lot of psychic ability, it's definitely more so coming from your crown chakra than your third eye chakra. Because it feels like you're tapping into things based off your ability to connect through mediumship more than anything else. You do have like a general knowing and intuition that definitely comes through, but this can be related to other chakras as well. And also still a connection to your guide. So still coming to you from the crown chakra. But the third eye has to do with a lot of other things other than simply psychic ability. It's not only related to that. It also has to do with your ability to see your path clearly. It's like you have your crown chakra here, so your guides are able to communicate to you. They're able to communicate something down. Like a suggestion, or maybe it's a vision that they have for you. Maybe they're helping you sort of implement your life path. So maybe it's something more serious, or maybe it's something smaller. But let's say it's some type of idea that you want to move forward with. So then this can pass into your third eye, and your third eye is also a mental area as well. It's not only a psychic area, it also helps with things like focus. So it can be goal oriented as well. It can help you to see clearly how to manifest something, what to do with something, what to do on your life path. And then at the same time, it's a very intuitive chakra. So it helps you to see things clearly and get going with things. So again, it's not only purely psychic ability related. And there are definitely some blocks coming up in here. Some of these are older blocks. It feels like when you were even more kind of confused than you are right now, or lost at different points than you are right now. It does feel like you're becoming more and more aware, like, of what your path is. You're walking down it more and more, but it does feel like there's still there is still a little bit of confusion at times as to exactly what that ultimate thing is, what that's exactly going to be or look like. But you're following your path now, and that's the good thing. That's the important thing. Other things can reveal themselves over time. But this is a very important chakra to release that type of confusion and to really know and be set and sort of fixated on this is what I need to do, this is what I need to implement right now and focus on. And again, just in general, it helps with your ability to focus and to maintain that ability to focus. So it helps you with things like consistency, things like follow through. So each chakra tends to have to do with a lot more things than just the sort of um, typical kind of simple things that you hear about when you're briefly studying a chakra a little bit. There's a lot more. There's a lot more information that they can give the chakras themselves. I mean, or that they're in charge of, or that they assist with. So this has been definitely a very clouded area for you. And like I said, some of this is older energy as well. It's not all like being newly generated. But there's definitely a lot of energy here in this chakra related to those things. Not so much the psychic abilities and stuff, more related to focus and life path and clarity. And it feels like at different times those have been issues for you, especially clarity when it comes to your specific life path and your calling and exactly what you should be doing, what you should be placing your attention on. Okay, and I feel like I'm going to move down though into the throat chakra because it feels like the third eye can't be cleared without clearing some things in the throat chakra as well. I feel a bit connected. Okay, and I'm going to switch crystals here to my Jasper Pyramid. It almost feels like they're actually wanting me to clear more sort of in between the chakras, more in between the third eye and the crown, or sorry, the third eye and the throat chakra. And obviously, as I'm visualizing, they're doing all of this as well. Okay, so now I'm gonna move down more where they're actually clearing the throat chakra more versus in between the two. And they're wanting me to bring up will. Your throat chakra center has a lot to do with your will. So it can be a very self-empowering type of center. Um, and sort of your will to almost change the course of your life, your motivation, again, motivation to get things done, to have follow through, but also to this vision that you have with your third eye, your throat chakra then has this will to respond. And it's one of the chakras, it's the first one that really starts enabling the manifestation process. So there's a lot of manifesting types of energies here in the throat as well. Not as much as when you get lower down, such as in the solar plexus. But there's enough there to start implementing something, start changing something. There's a lot of energy in the throat chakra when it comes to setting boundaries, removing someone from your life if you need to, or removing a habit or a trait within yourself. So you have a vision of what to do and you know what to do and how to implement it. And then you have the will to achieve it. And even if you don't fully achieve it based off this chakra, you have the will and the drive necessary to begin implementing it, to begin that process. So it feels like unless you're really, really sure about something, then your energy tends to, you tend to speak a little bit more softly. Not as, I don't mean as in like the volume of your voice or something like that. More like, unless you're very, very sure, it feels like you can be a little bit more flexible or listen to others more. And that's very good to a degree, but it feels like there needs to be more of that balance there. Where you are your own authority and you really take charge of your life, which is definitely something that, again, this chakra has a lot to do with. It's also a very forward moving chakra because it has to do with our self expression and the way that we're moving forward, the way that we're sort of putting ourselves out there to others in the world around us. So any kind of sluggish energy or a less determined type of energy, um, even any kind of laziness or kind of sitting back and not doing something or being hesitant, all of those energies are something that can be a block in this chakra or potentially block the chakra from doing what its purpose is and getting through with the energies that it's meant to be bringing you. And they're having me say all of these different things specifically about the different ones. Like I said, all of the different chakras, they all have different things that they relate to. There are definitely many things that I haven't been bringing up about each one. So this is just whatever your guides are coming through with. Specifically blocked areas, like ways that the different areas that the different chakras are blocked in, or specific things that they want you to hear and understand about the different ones. But they are saying to be a bit more forward when you're feeling something intuitively. That it's okay to have a strong opinion about something, especially when it concerns you and your life path and your mission and what you want to be doing, or even who you feel you should be around, who you feel you shouldn't be around, or if you ever feel like you need to set a boundary with someone else or even your own self with something that with some pattern maybe that you're perceiving in yourself, or a belief that you have, or whatever it is, or even a pattern of behavior. So they're suggesting that sometimes you need a little bit stronger of an energy and not as soft. Because they're saying that there are some things that you can't allow. They're also saying that you're very empathic. Okay, so that's part of it as well. You have this very crystal energy, but then you're also very empathic, which obviously a lot of crystals are. So those combined can kind of give off that energy, almost like a target energy a little bit, or a kind of victimizing energy. When your energy feels a little bit more open and can be a little bit softer. It does feel like you've gotten better about that though, as you've gotten older. But they're saying that that is still there. There is that kind of side there to go against sometimes. And that these upper chakras help you to be very clear on, especially the third eye. It helps you to be very clear on whether or not you should be more open and allowing of a person where you're sort of sympathizing with them, and you let this sort of very loving, compassionate, very giving side come out in a forward way with the person. Okay, but there's this balance. You have to also love yourself and be compassionate with yourself and not let anyone drain you. And so it doesn't mean that you're not showing someone love or compassion if you say no to them. It means that they need to deal with it on their own, and that's the most compassionate thing that you can do for them. That's what they need in their energy right then. Otherwise, you'd be feeling to go out of your way to help the person. So they're just saying to make sure that you set strong boundaries when you need to. Okay, I'm going to switch crystals again. Okay, so now we're coming down to the heart chakra. Okay, so there's a lot of energies needing to be cleared here. Some of this, again, there's a feeling of your mother as well. Uh, and it almost feels like even uh, points when, times when she was actually hurt. And so there's almost this sort of empathic cord that you've got going on to your mom, where you're picking up on her as well. You're feeling things that she's going through. There's a father energy here too, but definitely not as strongly as the mother energy. So you, again, you're empathic, so you tend to pick up on people around you, especially people that you are closer to or that you're just around more. So like you live with them or you have lived with them. Then there's a male person coming up here as well, which is feeling more like a relationship, like a romantic type of relationship. But this is feeling more negative, more like something that you picked up and absorbed that needs to be almost comforted and released. So just sort of a general clearing here of like things that you've been through, that you felt hurt by, or you felt abandoned, or different negative emotions that can cause blocks in the heart chakra. But then also this idea that you're empathic and that some of these energies and blocks are pertaining to someone else completely, and you actually absorbed them when they were going through things, and you were sympathizing with them and wanting to be loving with them, but you ended up kind of harming your own energy field at times. So that's also why they were talking about this with the throat chakra, setting boundaries and things like that, and not always draining yourself. But again, they're saying that you have gotten better at that as you've gotten older. Okay, so I feel like I could stay there and clear for a while, but they're wanting me to move down to the solar plexus. This again is almost feeling like first they're having me move down sort of in between the heart and the solar plexus. And there are some cords going on in here. If the solar plexus has to do with how we're going to utilize our energy. And when you have a lot of empathic connections to other people, it's feeling like they're showing me a lot of cords between the heart chakra and the solar plexus that they're wanting me to clear. And these are going to other people. Some of them are even going to almost like thought forms and beliefs you have within your own self. And this has to do with how you should utilize your time, what you should be doing with your life, and just how you attach to others and how you give of yourself. There's a lot of creative energy in here as well. So this is suggesting you're not only intuitive, you're also very artistic as well in your thinking and in your emotions. So you've got some gifts going on as well in between um, these two chakras in this area here. So that's also having to do with what you're going to manifest and like your creative desires. And this isn't feeling like a blocked area. This is more something that they're bringing up as a good thing in a positive way. They've been mostly bringing up blocks here because that's what they're clearing right now. Loving yourself more is definitely something that they want to say. Definitely something that they want to encourage you to do. Okay, so now I'm fully at the solar plexus. And as I'm clearing the solar plexus, I'm really feeling the heart chakra up here. So again, how you've utilized your time, who you have given it to, and for what reasons. And they're saying that those are all things to consider and think about. And as you move forward, to think about how you can change that even and structure that differently. How you can utilize your time for yourself more. And they're saying and realize that that needs to be the most important, because you can't help other people if your cup isn't full. Again, they're stating again that some of this is old, but that it still needs to be addressed. It still needs to be talked about, even though it's gotten better. Okay, so they're having me move down. All right, I need to switch crystals again here. So I'm back to my Jasper pyramid. So I'm moving just above the sacral chakra now. So still in between the solar plexus and the sacral. I'm not even sure exactly what this energy is. They're not really stating exactly what it is. I'm just going to start clearing it. There's definitely some thought forms in this chakra, though. Some larger ones, it's feeling like. So definitely not all these are going to be cleared right now just by this one pass, but I'm still going to clear what can be cleared of what they're showing me within the time frame. Definitely some fears and some apprehensions coming up though, but that just it doesn't feel like they're really talking about what this is. That's just sort of hitting the surface a little bit. But the sacral chakra does tend to hold on to the things that are the most tragic or the most fear-based, the most fear-based beliefs. It tends to store those things there. And there's definitely a lot that needs to be cleared from this chakra specifically. And this chakra is definitely holding more thought forms than the other ones that I've come to so far. Okay, so I'm moving down fully into the sacral now versus above it where I was before. Okay. And I'm switching crystals again, so I'm back to my rose quartz. There's also a lot of positive feelings as well in this chakra, so it's not all negative here. Again, this is just, these are the things that they're clearing, so these are the things that they want you to be aware of. This isn't saying like all of your chakras are, filled with things that need to be cleared only and all these things, or trying to go on about like negative traits or things that you need to be aware of simply to clear it, like in a sense almost like that's all that you have or something. They're just telling you this in the time frame right now. They want to focus on this because as they do, then obviously the more positive aspects within all of these chakras can come to life more and come out more because they're less blocked. And they're also saying that everybody has this. Everybody has significant things that they need to understand about themselves, that they need to clear. So this is just what they're wanting to make you aware of right now, to help you move forward and improve. And I really am feeling my throat and the back of my neck all of a sudden as I'm working on this chakra. And I'm feeling other areas too in a kind of more intense way. So clearing this chakra out more is definitely going to serve you sort of in every way. It's going to help all of the other chakras. And they are saying that this is the most blocked chakra here. So now they're having me move down some more, just a bit under the sacral, it feels like. And I'm switching crystals again here. So I'm back to the jasper. Okay, and still coming down lower, in between the sacral and the root chakra now. There's a lot of earth energies coming up here that I'm picking up on. Like a very you're more connected to the earth than your average person, that's for sure. You definitely have a lot of earth energies coming through. That's definitely helping all of these chakras. So your root chakra, that's the chakra that grounds you, and it is the chakra that's most connected to the earth and would hold those energies the most. But you've got a lot of these energies in there. This also goes along with your empathic energies. Not only do empaths need to be really, really grounded and have that as a focus, but also they just tend to be more in tune with nature and the natural world, and sort of the harmony of it and the cycles of it. And they're also saying this word, more like observant. So they tend to be more aware of certain things, more understanding. And that's coming from these earth energies. And sort of more understanding of the earth and more understanding of the world around you. So there's a very kind of calming and loving sort of vibration with that. Okay, so I'm now going fully down into the root chakra. Okay, some blocks here, but as anybody's going to have with any of their chakras. But still, again, a lot of earth energies coming in here, even some fairy connections going on here, connections to the earth, to animals, to nature itself. Nature sort of in any form it can take on, really, whether it's water or it's in the air or it's on the land or it's a tree or it's wind or an animal, whatever it is, or just sort of the earth in general. So this is definitely something aiding the other chakras and helping them to feel more grounded, more secure, and definitely have some relief from any blocks that are there. So this is definitely a very aiding energy that they're wanting you to be aware of. And it feels like this connection aids you in every way. It helps you to feel more grounded. It helps you feel more secure and safe in the world. It helps you move forward more because of that. It helps you with your empathic ability to stay more grounded and more clear and more sure-footed. It helps you with setting boundaries. So all of these different blocks, this is definitely an energy that goes against all of those things. That's not to say that there's no blocks here within the root chakra. But this specific area of it is very clear, very sure. This is definitely, again, a very guiding energy. It brings a lot of self-assurance, a lot of healing to the other chakras. So that's something to be very aware of as well. It also helps you with trusting, with letting go, with allowing. Okay, so now now they're just gonna have me sort of go all around your aura again. Now that we've gone through every single chakra, obviously not every single one, but we've covered the main ones and some others as well, sitting in between some of these main ones, or at least the main ones as in the ones that we regularly hear about. And they're also using that energy from the root chakra. It's almost like they're attempting to coat your whole aura in that. So again, this is a very aiding energy. This is something that can really benefit you. And making sure that you're spending as much time in nature as you possibly can. Okay, so I'm going to do one more quick pass here now with my rose quartz. Okay, so thank you very much for allowing me to do this clearing sort of reading for you. And I will see you in the next reading. Thank you very much. I truly hope that this benefits you. Namaste.